25 years after it was made, Grease is still the one that we want. Its high-octane mix of sex, no drugs and rock and roll has hooked generations. Tonight, we reunite the stars of the biggest ever hit musical to take them back to the carefree days and summer nights of the 1950s.
I think Grease is probably the most 100% piece of Americana on film that we have. I think that Grease captures the essence of America like no other film does.
It was so much fun making Grease. It was like one of the, memorable experiences of my life. We had a wonderful time, even the dance numbers and the whole thing. And you can see it, that energy that was on screen was because we were having such a wonderful time.
Grease is about firsts. First car.
What a hunk of junk.
First love.
Say yes.
Yes. First wad of grease you put in your hair. I think people like to watch that, like to remember their firsts.
Adapted from a Broadway musical and filmed in the summer of '77, Grease was an instant hit, breaking box office records worldwide.
Rock and roll is here to stay.
Grease is so popular because Grease is the word. And it was a lot of fun. It was, rock and roll.
I don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Grease is about that time in your life, that little window in your life when you have so much fun, you could just die from it.
This movie, I think, captures the feeling of the good times. Let the good times roll. And they did. And they rolled during the summer of '77. Beautifully.
Sandy! Danny? What are you doing here? I thought you were going back to Australia.
We had a change of plans.
Well, that's cool, baby. I mean, you know how it is, rocking and rolling and whatnot.
Danny?
The storyline was pure Romeo and Juliet, but in cardies and crepe shoes, and the leader of the pack was too cool for school, Danny Zuko, played by John Travolta.
Lord Almighty, feel my temperature rising.
He was so hot.
Higher, higher, it's burning through to my soul.
If I were ever asked what was the reason for Grease's success, I mean, there are many reasons, but really it was John. Because John was on fire. From his top of his head to his toes. He was like Elvis and Brando at that time. Everything had kind of come into his body, and he was a triple threat. And no one else was doing what he was doing. No one else was acting and singing and dancing and doing it the way he was doing it.
I feel my temperature rising.
His hair was a DA, and that spelt dangerous attitude. Yes, he talked the talk, but how did he walk that walk?
I created that walk from almost the African-American school that I went to. There was a bop that a lot of my buddies had, and I just added that kind of walk to the character. I exaggerated it a bit too. It was a bop,
Hey, little girl in the high school sweater.
Olivia Newton-John was already a Grammy Award-winning country and western star, but playing Virgin to Vixen Sandy was her Hollywood break. She was the new kid on the block in more ways than one.
I had never gone to a school like Rydell. I went to a very strict school where we wore uniforms and the boys and girls were separated, different staircases, and so that worked for my part because I was a fish out of water, and so it was easy for me to play that because it was new for me, the whole experience.
Well, I hope you'll be at cheerleader tryouts. We'll have so much fun and get to be lifelong friends.
You guys, how do you like Sandy, huh? Do you think we can let her in the Pink Ladies?
She looks too pure to be pink.
Ah, those Pink Ladies, the Cerise Sirens who ruled Rydell High.
Being a member of the Pink Ladies meant that you had some security. You had friends that were supporting you, a group, and that felt good.
Well, here we are again.
Yeah, but this time we're seniors.
And we're gonna rule the school.
We did have a unity that made us a force to be contended with on campus. I think that we really did feel like we could sort of conquer the world.
From tough birds to T-birds, while Danny had the brains, his second-in-command, Kaniki, had the brawn.
He was, you know, kind of a tough, macho kind of guy. What he was like was voted most likely to do time. But there was a sensitive side to him, too. He had a heart for people, like he really cared. He loved Rizzo, and he loved Danny and the guys.
These three T-birds were gangland's gormless geezers, as often playing the fool as playing it cool.
To be a member of the T-birds was the ultimate in class, though we were, in fact, extraordinarily unclassy.
You're a sick man, Putz.
Hey! We got into some slap-happy kind of things where we'd push each other around and knock each other upside the head, and it just seemed very adolescent. Seemed like adolescent guys.
We did nyit, 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 nyit.
Do a split, give a yell, shake the tip for all Rydell.
Do a split, give a dump, give a hit for all Rydell. I don't know what it was. Nyit, nyit. We all did these crazy things.
Nyit, nyit. Nyit, nyit. Do a split, give a yell, shake a tip for all Rydell. And then you...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I hit you.
Yeah, Jesus.
I would do things like... Love that. The teenage Barry was duty. I was pretty much playing myself. I was the clown at school.
Up in the morning and out to school.
A quarter of a century later, after the longest summer break in history, the boys go back to class at the real LA school where the movie was shot.
Look at that, it says, welcome back.
Welcome
Was
back.
that just for us?
No, I think that has to do with the first day of school.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
it was right here.
How to do it, how to do it.
You always fall for it.
We're right here.
Where were you all summer?
What are you, my mother?
Get a key.
You still pushing him around? Oh! Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Like the shades?
Shades are back.
So, Jeff, what'd you do all summer?
Hey, I was lugging boxes at Bargain City, which is more than I can say of any of you morons.
Nice job.
Eat me.
The gang may have graduated, but they can't wait to explore their old haunts.
That's where the girls did the lunch thing.
Oh, we were on the bleachers.
And now they've covered it up. Is this where they sat?
Yeah, well, but it was moved over a little bit,
It's been rearranged.
What'd you do this summer, Sandy?
Oh, I spent most of it at the beach. I met a boy there.
This is just amazing. I haven't been back here since we shot.
We used to jump around this. Used to
Yeah,
jump
look
across
at
the table. Now,
I gotta take it slow.
Hauled your cookies all the way to the beach for some guy?
Well, he was sort of special.
There ain't no such thing.
Let's go to class.
Go to class.
Like the girls
Like
did.
the girls.
Ready?
Just like the girls.
Let me help you up here.
Yeah,
Here we
okay.
go.
I'll be Marty.
Okay, I'll be Jan.
La-la-dee-da-da-dee-da.
Summer loving had me a blast.
Summer loving happened so fast.
I met a girl crazy for me.
Met a boy cute as can be. Filming Grease was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had, really, because it was just an amazing summer.
Filming that was more like the fun you'd have in school. It was almost like the scenario itself, you know, it was like a summer fest of activities and musical numbers.
Wella 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 Hot Summer Nights was one of the biggest hits of the 70s, riding high in the UK charts for nearly 5 months.
The musical numbers and the camaraderie between everybody was apparent on screen. I mean, what you see is not fake. That's the energy that was happening.
I have such great memories and of singing that, you know, was it love at first sight?
While the girls dreamt of summer loving, the boys were finding it just a little too intimate.
Having 15 men on this very small section of bleachers crowded into the space and all having to fit in the camera lens and so forth, it was a precision action.
You can see me in the movie looking down at one point. I was too close to John. I was looking down. I didn't want to step on his feet. Everything else about that number I love doing, but that one step I always hated doing.
Summer Nights had taken 5 days rehearsal, but back on those famous bleachers, the gang can't resist the temptation to strut their stuff.
To your left.
Okay.
Go ahead, count it off, Kelly.
6, 7, 8.
It was like just going back in time because the dynamics all came back together again, and those characters crept all back into our lives, and we were just behaving like Kinnicky and Putsy and Duty and Sonny.
The years seem to fall away, and we're right back on the set, and somebody's giving the other guy an ear flick, or you're pinching the other guy's ass to make him do something stupid on, you know, on a take.
Tell me more, could she get me a friend?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
The good old days.
Good old days, you're right. I still don't know it.
Summer dreams ripped at the seams, but the summer
Brilliant. Michael, you were brilliant.
Thank you. Very nice, Jay.
I felt you were brilliant.
Kelly, I love you.